So I'm still working on this project, the Think About Things at Daddy Freya. That's what I'm going to call it. It's a bit kinky, but yeah, so I'm carrying on with this today. At the time of recording, the deadline is next Wednesday, so not got a long time on this really. Well, I have in terms of time, but I don't have a lot of time to spare, so I'm going to try and plough through this now, get the other half of the arrangement done or something there, and just work along with the elements again. I think I'm just going to focus on the arrangement more than the transitions and whatnot, and then I can do that in another video or at the end of this video. But yeah, I'm still really liking the project. Still parts where it can be improved at the beginning. It's a bit stale, I feel like. Melodies don't really kick in until the 24th bar, and that's not even the full thing, so I do want to work on something a bit more there and make it more enjoyable to listen to and not get bored in the first half. I know it's a DJ edit, but still. One other thing, I want to shout out to my two bosses at work, Ian Cox and Mike Strand. I've worked for the company now for 5 years and they bought me a new microphone. Very kind of them. So that's what you hear in my hopefully nice and crisp voice on. Still trying to work out best setup for this, so that's why there's no camera on again, because right now it is very messy on my desk and you don't want to see that. To be honest, I don't even think you need to see me anyway. I might do you all a favour and just skip that part out. It also saves me a little bit of editing, so it's a win-win for everyone. Anyway, let's get cracking.
I know I love you. Think about things, believe me. I know I love you. I find it out to see how you feel about me.
There's a lot of delay on at the moment. I know I need to automate that. I'm also probably gonna make a bus for that, just so we're not taken away from the original vocal. These vocal cuts I really do like with the groove, but there's still something slightly off of them. I just think I need to cut them up and rearrange them slightly, get rid of parts that I don't like or that are conflicting. I do think it's this part that's pretty good. Again, I feel like it's just something that needs chopping up again. There was one specific bit here that could work at the end of something. Well, that didn't work. Mint like that. This is one of my favourite bits to do, actually. Just go in and start taking stuff away just so some specific element shines. If it's a drum fill, if it's the vocal in this case, if it's the lead. I just enjoy hearing these kind of elements where it's like it's all full on and then all of a sudden it just cuts to one specific element or even nothing sometimes, and then comes back in, not necessarily on the first beat or sometimes even the second beat, just bringing it in back randomly can have a really impactful effect. That one's probably a little bit too much, but I did like it like this. Then we can get some effects in there. So basically everything I've got here can go away because it's irrelevant now, which is a good thing really. I don't want to copy something completely, so I'm just going to delete everything, and if I need to I can always go back and you can visually see what's going on. But I've got a nice idea now for how I want the track to end, so I can get rid of all that crap.
Baby, I can't wait to know, what do you think about things? Believe it, I will always be there so you can
Yeah, don't like it. Let's go back to what we had.
Baby, I can't wait to know, what do you think about things? Believe it.
I'll tell you what, I've changed my mind. When I was listening to that then, I could hear a longer build-up. So then we do some weird chopping effects with these. Maybe for either another 8 bars or even another 16 bars, I'm not sure yet. Snare roll, proper big in-your-face build-up, and then back into the drop with the piano. So put you over there. Move you over there too.
Can tell me anything and I'll listen. 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 Tell me 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 listen.
That's not what I want, but I can hear some sort of vocal chop instead of, just doubling it up again. It's a bit boring that. I can hear rearranging this could potentially sound good, and we could also continue using that later in the drop.
Tell me anything and I'll listen. 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 Tell me, listen. Tell me, listen. Tell me, tell me. Tell me, 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 tell me anything and I'll listen. Tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me, hey, baby. Tell me, baby, I can't wait to know.
I think there's a key change there, so it doesn't feel right, but
Tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me anything and I'll listen. Tell me,
maybe we change it up and use the listen bit.
I'll listen. I'll listen, I'll listen.
Alice. Right. Let's talk for a little bit. So, I've got a basic arrangement, as you can see. We're all the way up to 6.5 minutes, roughly, just over, which is ideal for a house track. The things I was doing was more just taking what I've got so far and arranging it in a way that's interesting. The drop at this point, it's more or less the same as the first drop, so I'm gonna have to stick some variation in there at some point. I'm not sure what yet. Maybe we change the piano, because at this point it's been going for quite a while. You get a little break of it here, and then it filters up again, but more or less from this point onwards it's just full on same piano. So that's when we could potentially bring in the strings to add as a counter melody. We've got that horn I haven't really used. We do have these little bits over here as well, which I'm unsure of if I want to use those. I completely changed this part onwards from the reference track. I'm still not sure about this area for the build-up. I like the chops here, but I feel like we need to do something more here. And I quite like the emptiness. Quite like that. It's just, I don't know what it is. Like, usually you might want to have a drum fill there, but just those cymbal crashes are really good. Or I think they're really good anyway. So yeah, let's jump back in. Still not sure what I want to do. We've got these fills actually. I've just noticed them. They've not been used at all in the project, so I'm going to go in and get them in there. That could spice some parts up.
What do you think about things? Believe me. What do you think about things? Believe me. I know I love you. I find it out to see, and I could never let you go.
just needs a little bit of a kickstart on there so it doesn't conflict with a kick. And it's crashed. Oh no. Jesus. Luckily, I save quite often. Command S is your friend. Always Command S. And luckily Ableton's got a decent backup as well, so let's see what loads up. So it's loaded with everything basically. We've got the fills. What was I working on before? That part. Yeah, it's even got the fade. It's just not got kickstart on it, so brilliant. We've not lost anything. Always save your projects. Doesn't need too much, but a little bit does help.
What do you think about things, believe me? When we are together, there isn't anywhere.
Still quite abrupt, this transition. We can do some reverse effects so it kind of fades in. I want audio. I want resample mode. Then I want to turn off the delay. I want to turn off that. Turn that off. So basically just got the complete dry signal.
When we are.
Just so it matches the same, and then I can put all my effects on the group afterwards. One effect I do need on here is the reverb. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a tail so I can then reverse it and make it fade into this part of the vocal. The way you do that is by doing that. So basically what I did is I clicked play, and then at a certain point I clicked freeze, and then just stopped play on this, and then you'll be able to record that sound. It does matter when you click freeze, because if you get it at a certain point you will get different sounds. And obviously what you do here as well. I've actually taught you wrong there. That's to do something different, but I'll quickly show you with this audio what you can do with that. Yeah, I've definitely told you wrong there. What you can do in certain cases, and you hear this on Toolroom tracks a lot, they'll get part of the vocal and then they'll do exactly what I've just done and then sidechain. Doesn't sound that great with mine because it's not the right note. Let's see if transposing it helps. So it's almost acting like a string, but it's a vocal. If I messed around with the freeze function a bit better, then you might have got a better output. But I mean, could experiment with that. I've kind of made it into some weird synth. It's not that bad for an accident, is what my mum and dad told me. What am I joking? That's one of the things I want to kind of make a point of with my videos. I don't know technicals about music. I've picked up a couple of things. I am just self-taught. I just mess around with sounds until things sound good. One thing I never thought that I wanted to do with this channel was to actually be a tutor in a way, or a teacher. That was never my intention. My intention was always to just show me making music, and if you learn something, then great. In terms of learning mixing and mastering, go somewhere else, because I don't feel confident enough to teach you those sort of things. In terms of creativity, I'm happy to share what I do. This was an accident, this sound. Like I said before, I was trying to get a swell effect and then realise what I'm doing is wrong. But instead of completely getting rid of it, I've tried to work with it and see what comes from it. And to be honest, I don't think what I've got here sounds bad at all. I think it would work in certain places of the track. I don't know if I'm going to keep it, but I'm still playing around with it because I enjoy messing around with sounds and creating different things from other sounds. I know a lot of the time you see me mess around with presets, but I end up taking those presets and pushing them further. Anyway, I thought I'd talk some shit for a couple of minutes, and that's what that was. Let me show you how to actually do what I was trying to do in the first place. So we don't need to use the freeze function. We need to make a long decay time, like so. Let's mute all this. It's probably a bit too long, say 8 seconds. I want to solo that. I want to make sure that this audio channel is set to resampling, and then I also want to arm it and then click record. There we go. Now we've got this swell, and then it's just a case of, let's turn it on, let's reverse it. Ideally the vocal should have been playing there, but it didn't, and again, it's not a problem. That just shows another thing that we can potentially do with this sound. And we've got that swell. It needs mixing a bit better. It's a bit abrupt again. I think it might have something to do with the volume, but I'll do that at a later date because I just want the ideas in there now, and then I can do all the nice fancy mixing and transitions at another time.
When we are together, when we are together.
Another trick, if you add auto pan, 100%, bring the rate all the way up. Make sure phase is at 0. Shape, you can do what you want with it. You can use whichever one of these effects you want. I think that the sine wave is the best one. And then you want to automate the rate. Grab that, bring it down. And do what you want with it.
When we are together, there isn't anywhere that I would rather be.
Okay, let's move on.
Tell me anything and I'll listen. 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 Tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me anything and I'll listen. Tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me.
If you're wondering how I've got this piano sound, I use Analog Lab, and it is literally the first piano preset. And what I've done to it, I've not changed anything inside Analog Lab. The thing with Analog Lab is as well, it has thousands of presets, but it's very limited to what you can change, which for me isn't so bad. There's so many sounds. If you know what you're looking for, you're going to find it. But what I've done in terms of processing is I've added some OTT. So if we listen to piano, so that's the dry signal. The first thing I like to do is add OTT to it, just to bring out some more of the high end. So that's with it off. And with it on. And as you can see, I use it very lightly, so it's only 14% depth basically, the wet and dry knob. And then I brought the gain back down to match the original volume. So that high end just feels a bit sharper. Next, I EQ'd it with the mid-side mode. So yeah, so in the middle, we've cut it like this, and in the sides, we've cut it like this. Done that for the benefit of sounding louder in mono than stereo. And in stereo. Next thing I did to it, there's a delay on it. It's quite a broad delay actually, but it's very minimal. It's only 10% wet. And then a bit of reverb, which actually isn't doing anything at the moment. This was for the swells here. So I do actually need to, actually that's the wrong thing. Let me get show automation. Yeah, it's only really being applied here, but I should use that more actually, to spice it up a bit. So I might do that now whilst it's open.
'Cause I don't understand you. Oh, you are yet to learn how to speak. When we first met, 'cause I don't understand you. Oh, you are yet to learn how to speak. When we first met.
Right then, so I'm going to call it a day on this episode. I've recorded for an hour and 45 minutes and we've got the final arrangement. I don't think I'm going to change this much now in terms of the arrangement. Obviously these little elements that I've just brought in, so this piano solo defo needs work, but for now it's good enough to leave there as a reminder to fix it. I'm going to play the track now from the intro up until the end, just so we can see where we're at. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Go like it, go subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Go follow me on Instagram. That's where I'm most active in terms of social media other than YouTube. That's where I post everything about new YouTube videos, new music that I'm releasing. Got some really exciting tracks lined up on some big labels, so I'm really excited to be getting my music out there now. Just thank you to everyone who's listening. Thank you to everyone who's commenting, chatting with me, supporting me. Really appreciate it. I'm not done with this. What I think I might do, I might spend some time away from the camera just finalising certain bits and then run you through the final thing, just because of how quickly this deadline is. It's only a week away and I know I'm not going to get much more time on it. I want to get it done. I want to get it sent in, and then I might run through what I changed. But let's listen to it and see where we're at.
I know I love you. I find it out to see how you feel about me. 'Cause I don't understand you. Oh, you are yet to learn how to speak. When we first met, I will never forget. 'Cause even though I didn't know you yet, we were bound together then and forever. And I could never let you go. about things, believe it. I will always be there, so you can tell me anything and I'll listen, baby. I can't wait to know. What do you think about things, believe it. I will always be there, so you can tell me anything and I'll listen. 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 Tell me anything and I'll listen.